Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we live. Are you ready?
We're live. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Okay.
Hello, y'all.
Peace, everybody. My name is Richard. Thank you for joining us for another Are You Aware conversation where we sit down with people we are interested in, motivated, and inspired by. Thank you for tapping in with us. We're doing it for the home team today, right? We're doing it for the hometown. I have Julie Dastine here. She's a fellow Rocklander, fellow Spring Valleyan. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. Julie, thank you for coming.
No problem.
Yeah, so for people who might not be familiar with you and your brand, what would you say your motivations, your passions, and your purpose is?
My motivation, my passion, and my purpose. My motivation is to get to the full potential that God really wants for me. I think that that's something that everyone should strive for. Like it burns inside me. Like if something gets in my way, it just has to be like eliminated. Like once you realize that you're not going to get to the goal, like it just has to be eliminated. So that definitely motivates me. What else? I would definitely say, like when I was 16, I lost my niece. And through losing her, that became the ultimate motivation. Like, so when you guys see me go like super hard, like, yo, this girl's nonstop, like she getting up for her run, she doing 15 heads a day, she getting up and she cooking. Like my love for my niece motivates me like beyond. So like that, once I was 16, I realized that I wanted to do hair. I was just like, yeah, Brianna, I'm about to crush this. You're about to be hella proud.
Wow. So we ask everybody who comes on to the conversation, like, when did your awareness journey begin? Like, when did you really start getting into like consciousness and like how your thoughts affect your behavior and things like that? When did you start your journey like that?
I would say that I became more conscious. This is not about my niece, but I became more conscious after losing her, like the grieving process. Like as a 16-year-old, like you're not really thinking about your emotions or your consciousness until like something like it stopped it.
Yeah.
So like that going through that, like that's when I first learned like what heartbreak feels like what is that feeling in your chest, you know? So that just made me like really sad, but like I became more aware of my sadness. Like once that started, I was able to check my emotions and see like, wow, I'm really angry. Like, wow, I'm like not grieving well. Like before that, I'm just a girl that's 16 that's not thinking about being sad or mad or happy or whatever the case may be. But I would say that it definitely started there and has evolved. Like I feel like I left that situation being more conscious about like, yo, life is short. Like it's really short. Like she was here and she was gone. Like just like that. So like that, I think that was the start of me actually like rebelling in a way to live my life the way that I envisioned it. Like, cause I knew it was only mine and it was mine. It was mine and it was for God to take away from me. So I was just like, I think that really started me just kind of doing what I wanted to do, but not in like a bad way. But like my parents weren't really like highly like that. I was getting in trouble, but I just saw it as I only have one life to live, you know?
Yeah. There's a few things that jump out to me about what you're saying, like, because people's awareness journey definitely starts by different things, right? Like mine was like illness, and it sounds like yours was pain and sadness and like you breaking through that in a way, right? So that's so interesting. So what would you say self-awareness means to you? Like what does that mean when you hear self-aware?
Self-awareness, it means, and honestly, I've evolved more with this in the coming like year. Self-awareness means that you know your patterns, you know your triggers, you know your insecurities, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're not just like aimlessly walking through the world just doing things and not realizing, like not having any regard for someone else, not really thinking about anyone else's feelings. Awareness means that like you're able to control yourself in a way that like that someone that isn't aware can't control themselves. So it's almost like you know, if I know that someone is a certain type of person, then I'm gonna prep myself to know that if this person says something really mean to me, I'm not gonna react that way because I know that's how they are. Like that's aware. But like if you just walk in and just like, oh, you're not thinking that person's gonna do that, but they always do that, and you always get your feelings hurt. It's just like, yo, you didn't even prep up. You didn't even armor up. Like, come on.
Yeah. I like that. So being aware of yourself, being more receptive as opposed to reactive, right? That sounds like, that's what you're saying. Yeah. So we talked about self-awareness. We talked about what it means to be self-aware. So what is it for you? What does it mean to be a woman? And then what does it mean to be a Black woman? Are those two the same or are they different in some way?
They're different. They are different. And, you know, I feel like because I work with and service Black women, my experience with the world outside of Black women isn't really that big. If you really think about it, I'm always, you know, if it's online, I got a bunch of Black women following me. If it's at the salon, it's a bunch of Black women coming to the salon. If it's, you know, if it's at home, it's Black people. It's just Black. So I it's almost like I remember when I had a client and I was like 22 and I was like, oh, racism is over. And she was just like, Julie, don't you ever say that. I'm just like, but I had a different perspective because all I was around was Black people. So like, I'm not seeing it. Yeah. So when I think that the first time that it wasn't the first time, but when I saw it was when we were looking for a location for my current salon. Ooh, okay. And I hadn't really had that many interactions with people that may have rubbed me the wrong way or not even think about who are you? Are you a Black woman? Who cares? Or whatever. And that's when I just saw like, I just felt like when I approached like certain places that were prospects, that they like kind of just looked at this Black girl. Like, you know, like I could just tell in the way that they were interacting with me. Like with me, it takes, like when I feel the energy of someone having a guard up because I'm Black, my first few things is that the first things that's gonna come out of my mouth is gonna be hella intellectual. Like I'm not gonna sound like no nothing. I'm gonna sound like you best to act like you know who you're talking to. You know, because like I already know that your assumption is that I'm probably gonna sound like something else, and you know what that means. So I think that as a Black woman, it's very different. You know, as far as being aware, it's like, you know, I have to make sure that I always feel like something is because I'm Black. Like I always feel like that. Like when I feel like something is just not fair or I get a response that's just not friendly, I'm like, what did I do for you to not treat me friendly? So like my awareness that I'm Black, it kind of puts me on guard. Black and a woman, it puts me on guard when I feel like I'm dealing in a situation where there's more white people around. It just makes me feel like, I'm a Black woman in America and I have to kind of present myself in a way so that like I could disarm the room in a sense. Yeah. And there was, I don't know if you saw the video, the guy who plays on This Is Us, Sterling, I think his first name is. He made a video that was similar to the same sentiments that you're saying. Like, you know, we get so accustomed to we know people are going to react to our Blackness a certain way. You know what I mean? So we're always on guard. We're on guard even when we don't know we're on guard. You know what I mean? So wow, that's powerful. For womanhood and Black womanhood, how has that changed as you got older? What it means to be a woman, what it means to be a Black woman? Oh wow, that has changed a lot. You know, I'm 30, and when I was in high school, I did not like my skin color. Like I definitely was looking like at bleaching products to make me look more fair. And I had acne problems. So, you know, on Black skin, it just doesn't look good. It just gets like, it starts like the dark spots and stuff like that. So that wasn't great, but I just felt like being darker on top of it was just like, all the light-skinned girls get the attention. All the light-skinned, everybody thinks the light-skinned girl is cute because she's light-skinned, whatever. And I actually remember wanting to look like them, like just like wanting to look like them and not really even thinking that that was a bad thing. I thought like, like who doesn't want to look like that? Like my hair is long though, like nobody could talk about my hair, you know, but like what I was thinking was like, who doesn't want to look like them? Like they look like Barbie dolls. Like there weren't that many black Barbie dolls. You know, so I'm just like, that looks like a Barbie, like no matter what the features are, because that's not how I think now. I'm talking about then.
This is
you
before,
know, no matter what the features are, as long as she's fair skinned and if she got long hair, that's a Barbie. That's it. Like that's just how my mind was programmed. So like, as I think that I feel like I felt that way. I felt that way up until I did my big chop. Like, like I would say, like, I kind of felt that way, like a little, like maybe like at 18 and like a little past 18. And then I was just like, you know, this is me. I'm cute, whatever. And then like when I cut my hair, I was in love. Like I was just like, yeah, like this is me. These are my curls. This is who I am. Like nothing. Like and now what it's elevated to was like, what? I don't want to look like nobody else. Like I'm trying to look like me, baby. Like I don't want nobody's skin. I don't want nobody's features. I love my features. I love my skin. I love my beauty. I am so happy to be Black. I feel like it's the most amazing thing to be in this world. And just being a Black woman is such a beautiful experience because like we're just so beautiful. It's just like, you know, I'm happy that I got to be on earth as a Black woman.
And that, you know what, it's like, because like, you know, my daughter, she's 4, and like we try to make sure that we just like bombard her with like, you know, images of like beautiful Black people, right? Because that's a very real process, what you're talking about, like feeling like your skin is not good enough. You know what I mean? You say you have long hair, but if you don't have long hair, you know, that's a double whammy, right? Your hair and your skin, right?
Right.
Or your features, if your nose is really broad or, you know, whatever. And then, you know, that whole journey of like coming into like self-love and self-awareness, right? Like knowing that you're great, knowing that black is beautiful, right? All those things. So, which is with the self-love part, right? So I guess you kind of touched on it, but I just want to get into that journey a little bit too, like your self-love journey. Like, of course, it came with embracing your features, right? With that with the big chop. The big chop to me is vulnerability, right? And then building yourself back up. So can you get into your self-love journey a little bit?
Yes, most definitely. I would say that, you know, when I cut my hair, I just started to accept my features because the hair was so short that it couldn't really distract anything. So like I just only was able to see my face. And you know, I feel like I wasn't really comfortable like in the way that I am today. I definitely I did put makeup on. I did a lot more to feel like, yes, this is me. So it was like I was accepting of my features, but I still felt like they needed to be fixed a little if I wanted to go out and be cute. I would say that as my journey continued and my hair grew out and it inspired a lot of people, and like, you know, I was getting reposted and like people were just in awe of my hair. I'm just like, wow, you know, like I love my hair or whatever. But I don't think that I thought that I was like that pretty though. I think that I was just like, you know, wow, like I look really good with this hair. Like this hair looks great on me, you know, like, and I'm happy that it's mine. I don't have to do anything to it to have it. But I would say that how it's evolved is just like, you know, once I went through my weight loss journey, you know, I lost 45 pounds.
I know it's that much. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I lost 45 pounds, like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And when I lost that weight, I wanted to be perfect, and I am a perfectionist. And to me, like I had become the biggest project, but it was so fun because I was working out every little muscle that I wanted to see. I was just like, you know, I want this to go away, so I'm gonna do this exercise. I want that. You know, like I was just like getting really like technical about it. I just wanted it to look like a body of art. So like you know, my discipline to actually stay on it was like seeing those results and just seeing my body just take form in what it would be if I'm at my peak physique. I'm just like, you know, this is my body. Like, wow, this looks great. Like, this is me if I want to maintain myself. So the only thing that I didn't like about that is that I got overly critical at a point, and I was just like, oh, I still have too much fat here. I have to go do my fasted cardio. It just became like I realized looking back that I started to make myself a project, and it didn't, and that's not love. You know, like that to me, that's not self-love. You know, like I could of course appreciate my body and stuff like that, but when I start picking myself apart, like I'm not good enough because this isn't good and that isn't good, like that's what I was doing to myself. It was just like I had abs, I had, you know, chiseled arms. I'm just like I had everything. Like when I look back at when I'm like, oh, I had too much fat, I'm just like, yo, girl, you are being way too overly critical. Like, and you know, I thought that was love to myself because I was like, I just want myself to be the best. That's just what I want. And as we moved into the new space with the salon, I started to have less time to even entertain that. Like to even entertain it, like, oh yeah, I gotta be doing this and that. I just did not have time. I was training staff, I was training myself, you know, just getting into like, you know, what it means to be the master stylist and be responsible for everyone on the floor. I was so overwhelmed that I just, you know, in the mornings, it just didn't work out the way that I wanted to. And I started to feel like, oh my God, like I started to feel like I didn't love myself. I was just like, because I put so much weight on my physique being the reason, like not the reason, but a part of the reason why I love myself is because I work so well on my physique. And the fact that I wasn't like, because that was ingrained in my mind, when I wasn't working out and being able to like really keep everything up, I was just like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this girl in the mirror. Like, and it was just like, I thought that I had gotten to a place where I'm at my peak. Like, yo, I love myself. Like, what is this about? You know, and it just really shocked me because, you know, it really just showed me that like, what? So if you can't work out, you're gonna think you're not gonna love yourself. If you come to a place where you can't do these physical things, you're not gonna love yourself. So you're not gonna love yourself unless your skin is clear, unless your hair is done, unless your body's perfect, unless like you can't, like that's not a way to love yourself. So up to where I am now, I would say that I'm probably like, what am I? I'm probably like 12 pounds heavier than my goal weight when I lost the weight.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm definitely not as defined. I don't have the striations and like, but I'm a full bodied woman. Like, like, come on, like, you know, I'm not, you know, the way that I feel about it now is just like, damn, I'm bad for getting at you, sis. Cause it's just like, you out here, you're doing a lot. And those same standards that you had for yourself, you could do that if you want to do that, but that isn't the standard for which you love yourself for real. Because you're beautiful regardless. Like, the fact that I was so critical of myself before, it made me lose the thought that I was even beautiful because I'm just like, yeah, but I didn't work out and I haven't worked out for 3 weeks. You know, like, so now I don't feel that way and I don't think that way about myself at all. So I mean, I do have intentions on definitely starting another fitness journey, but it just doesn't mean to me what it meant before, you know?
I love that.
You know, it just doesn't mean the same thing to me.
Yeah. And like, so a lot of like what you were saying was like, because you were doing the work on your body, but it was like the love that you were gaining as you were doing that work, it was kind of based on conditions, right? So then when the conditions changed, you had to kind of shift what it meant to you, right? So like, what does it mean to love myself? Because these things that I based it on before, that's no longer there. That's a bar for like marriage, healthy relationships, like everything. Yo, that's heavy. Mothers with children, fathers with children. That's heavy. Wow, that's good. That's good. So you talking about the salon a lot. So I want to like move a little bit to to the customer experience, right? So for me, when I think about like salons and barbershops, that's really a safe space for Black people, right, in the Black community. So I want to know, like, how do you look at your salon, and how do you feel your salon contributes to the awareness journey and the self-love journey of everybody who walks into your doors?
I feel like the salon, to me, it's the standard of like hospitality meets, upscale meets, reaching the bar for the price point, and I feel like in the community, sometimes when going into Black businesses, they lack hospitality. And sometimes,
Especially Jamaican.
they don't care about, or they don't seem to care about the customer experience. And the bar isn't set in a sense that, like, what people don't understand is that, like, when you set a bar, like, for customer satisfaction, no matter what, even I'm coming back, I'm definitely coming back. You took care of me, and I'm definitely coming back because you were good to me, you were patient with me, and you took your time with me. I'm coming back. So when I say that, I'll say, like, all right, if there's a Black business, they are two Black restaurants next to each other, and one of them has poor hospitality and really great food, and one of them, okay, but great hospitality, and I like a couple things on their menu. The other spot is guaranteed lit, but I promise you, I'm gonna go to the place where I'm treated correctly.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's where I'm going. I'm not gonna go to a place where someone is mistreating me, or like treating me like my money isn't worth anything. Like, man, when I say that I appreciate every dollar that comes in to the salon, I appreciate every single dollar. I appreciate it, and I work for it, and the staff works for it. And it's just like, you gonna work for this. This person's gonna feel appreciated. They're gonna feel like, yeah, I'm A1. Yeah, they took care of me. Yes, they were checking shit to make sure that I was good. They gave me wine. They gave me their snacks. They asked me if I was hungry. All of that. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, you the home girl that came to my house, and I'm just making sure everything is set. Like, that is how I'm gonna take care of you, to make sure that you're just like, yo, like, I know I paid for it, but it felt like a dollar worth spending, It really felt like, like these people really cared that I was spending money with them. And I don't have to say, like, oh, I care that you're spending money. I am there picking up after you, picking up your bag, taking your bag to you. Do you need anything?
Wow.
Do you need water?
Wow.
Do you need wine? Do you need to order something from Uber? Or we could be in, like, I'm literally like taking it there.
Yeah.
Because, when I was coming up as a stylist, that's the way that I was raised as a stylist. Like, I used to go outside in the snow and put quarters in people's meters in New Jersey. Like, I'm gonna go the extra mile. Yeah, I'm gonna go walk to get my clients food. Some people might think, oh, that's some doja. Like, I'm a stylist. I don't think that way, baby. Not me. I'm just like, like, I'm gonna take care of my people because they're being good to me, and they're literally putting the plate of food on my table. Like, that's what they're doing. So that's hospitality. What was the other thing?
Just how you feel the salon in general, and then your salon in particular, contributes to the self-love journey and the self-awareness journey of the women who come. Because I see, like, you do the videos, and you put them in front of, like, the backdrop, and you like, yo, shake your hair and all that, and
right.
That's, like, that type of confidence boost and, like, breathing life into the women and empowering them. Like, that's beautiful for me to see. I'm a man, so I was wondering, like, where did you even get the idea, the wherewithal to do that?
It was never an idea. It's so natural to me.
Okay.
I didn't know that I was doing it until people were just like, oh, I love the way you hype your clients. I'm like, I'm hyping them?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I'm thinking that I'm really seeing you. I'm really seeing the light in the woman. So it's making me react. Like, that's what was happening. It wasn't like, oh, like, let me just make this sound like, nah, you lit. Like, look, shake, boo, shake. Do you see that? Like, I'm being dead serious when I say those things. Like, it's like, it's not like I'm just like playing and I'm just trying to make it sound hype. I'm like, nah, I'm saying this so that when you see this video, you understand why I'm tweaking like this, because, you really look like, I feel like the way that God has blessed me as a stylist, like, he put the spirit of love and joy in a woman's appearance in me. And it feels like I'm blowing that right into them. And they're just like engulfing that. And then like, they're just having this ultimate confidence that is just like, yo, like, I don't know why I feel like this. That's what I feel like God put in me. It literally feels like a spirit of love that I put into women. And it's just like, wow, like I didn't see myself this way before she spoke to me and did my hair, but now I see myself in this light. And that makes me feel so, I don't even know. It makes me feel so amazing. Like that's my favorite part about being a hairstylist. It's my favorite part.
Yeah. Cause I mean, you could see it like when people like, I want to get your opinion too, but like, I'm sure like when people like for me, right, before you get a haircut, you feeling like, yo, I'm looking bad. You know what I mean? You might not feel like you all the way there with your swag and stuff, but when you get a haircut, just like do. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know? So it's like, I mean, you see the people when they walk in. So like, what's the difference between how they walk in and how they walk out?
The difference is, you know, the some of the appointments that I love most are the ones where they are really they don't know what to expect, and their confidence, I could tell in their body language. Their shoulders are slumped, and like the way that they touch their hair is more like problematic, and just like I can see that they want to shake it off. I could just see that it's just like, yeah, so this is my hair, and I always just grab the shoulders like, girl, we gonna take care of this, like, you know. And like it's like it's the start of my service. It's just I could see it. They're just wearing it. They're wearing it like a jacket, and I'm like, all right, like this person is really feeling a way, and I can't wait for her to be on the other side of this service to feel this other way, and to like even just watch the service. I remember when I was training my assistant, I told her to watch how they come in and what you see them feel while you're doing their hair. So like, it's a process. So when you're shampooing, the Black woman is thinking, what is about to happen? Is she going to put tangles in my hair? Oh my God, I hope this goes well. So, you know, I'm busting it down. I'm giving you the ill shampoo. And I show my sister, I'm like, you're going to give the ill shampoo, and you're going to detangle so thoroughly, because I am every Black woman. And when I tell you that I am looking up like, yeah, you better not be pulling my hair out. Like, and I felt that out. I felt that, you know, like, so like I'm that Black woman. So I already know, like, if you want this to be A1, this is how you're going to have to do it. So after the shampoo process in the salon, almost like I would say 99.9% of clients are just like, yo, that's the best shampoo I got. Best detangling process I got. Like, wow, like that was amazing. Oh, that felt so good. I didn't have to do that myself, you know? And then once they get to the blow dry process, if a person is getting a blow dry, I'm like, yo, this blow dry got to be so lit. The heat can't be that hot, but it got to be silky smooth. And they got to be like, yo, like I ain't never seen my hair get straight like this. But that's the process that I'm telling you about. Like at the shampoo bowl, they start there insecure. Once I blow you out, you're like, oh my God, it's looking, I love how bouncy it is. Once I put the cut on it, you're just like, whoop, okay. I see my hair looking thick, baby. It's looking thick. And I'm just like, that is literally, that's what it feels like for me to literally like blow the air in, like little by little. It's like, I want them to look at themselves like they probably feel like a Barbie that was probably bad in their mind first, as far as looks goes. And then they're increasingly becoming like a Barbie that they prefer. So it's like, when they sit in the center of the chair, I want it to look perfect. Like any client will tell you, like, yo, Julie will take your bag out your lap because it's making it look less perfect. Like the cape can't sit down properly because your bag. I can't look at it. It just doesn't look Barbie doll like. And you know, so once I get them, you know, in the chair and they're blown out and they're cut, most women, when they come to me, they have a ton of split ends, and like it doesn't look as full with split ends, and it doesn't look as full without the proper haircut and the proper cutting technique. So when they do look at the hair, like, oh my gosh, my hair sucks. Like, look at how thin it is. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm about to handle you though. And then when I'm done, that it's like, yo, I cannot believe this is my hair. It's so full. It looks so full. And it's just like when I see them experience that and just literally go to that place that you see in the after videos where it's just like you can see the light that wasn't there. You just
person,
it's a completely different person. You just see the light. Suddenly their skin is glowing more and their smile is so bright. And when I see that behind the camera, it gets me really excited. It's just like, wow, like I see it, like she loves herself again, and this is great, you know. And I hope this lasts even longer, and I hope that I'm able to aid her in a way that she can maintain this and continue to love herself. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I remember Tolu, my name is Tolu, everybody, but I remember Tolu, man. You were cutting in the basement first, right? Are your parents house, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You tell me like, oh, this girl I know, Julie, you know, she cut my hair and her salon is in her basement. I'm like, her salon's in her basement, but the cut was crazy, right? So I remember you did her hair for the wedding, and it was beautiful, man. So
she was one of my most gorgeous brides. Like, I'll never ever forget that. She was a beautiful bride.
Yeah,
I'll let you finish.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
But so starting from the basement to Chelsea, right? Like that's really a glow up, right? So I remember Toby was telling me that your father is an entrepreneur as well, right?
My father?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My dad is a contractor. Yeah.
Contractor, right? So so that entrepreneurial spirit, like you got it honest, right? From him. So did he teach you like entrepreneurial things, or did you learn more so like by watching him?
It's so funny because I don't think that he realized that he was teaching anybody anything. Because like his expectation when I got out of college was, I said college, when I got out of high school, like, you're going to college. And I'm looking at him like, me? Like, you got the wrong one, baby. I need to work for myself. And he's just like, you know, what are you thinking? You know, you have to go to college. This is how you do it. I don't think that he realized that he had influenced me to feel that way. Because like when I was growing up, my dad always had money, and it because he always had money and always like pulled it out like in like a stack. It was just like, okay, I guess this is what money's supposed to look like. You know, like I don't know, like I guess this is normal. You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even like I grew up and I idolized it. I thought it was normal. So like when you see me chasing a bag, I think that that's normal. I'm like, yeah, you should have a stack. Like, what you mean? You know, like that, you know. So when I saw him handle his business and build these houses and, you know, get this money, I didn't know how much money he had, but I was just like, look, whenever I ask for something, it's right there in my hand. So, you know, he must have it. He must have it that way. I don't know how much, but I know he got it. I know houses cost a lot of money. If he's building houses, I know houses cost a lot of money, so he must be getting something. So with that being said, me wanting to be an entrepreneur, I couldn't, because I never saw him work for anyone, and I did see my mom work for someone. I knew that I needed that independence because I never saw him answer to anyone. I was just like, yo, like that's life. Like, yeah, he's working every day. He still goes to work at a certain time, but it's his business and he does it the way that he wants to, you know? And and he was really professional. Like even though like my dad has always been like insecure about his accent, you know, and being in America, but like he was very professional though. Like accent or not, like he's on time. He had his contracts. He had, you know, he did what he could, and more than what he could, he did that. He was making houses for, you know, families in white neighborhoods, you know, and, you know, affluent families in like higher places. And it's just like, no matter his accent, they got respect for this man. So, you know, and he shows up and does his job and he knows what he's doing. So knowing that my dad, you know, he had taken me to a couple of houses, you know, here and there. When I was with him, I just watched him and how he moved. And it's just like, you know, I want to be professional like that. Like my dad is professional. Like, you know, he's a stand-up dude. Like he's professional. So how that influenced me, it just made me have like the utmost high standard when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and like what is my business going to offer people, and how's it going to treat people, and what are people going to say about their experience with my business? Because everyone said my dad was, yo, Dastine is number one. He's number one. You should use him. You should use him. And knowing that like my dad had that rep, you know, if the Millie Rock was out, then I'll be doing all that. Because it's like, yo, my dad is the one. Like everybody respects my dad. Like he's the one that you want when you want your house done. Everybody got their name in his mouth. So in their mouth. So like even just seeing that, it kind of just made me like, yo, that's what I like. Once I became an entrepreneur, I would say that I didn't know that, Richard. I had that standard, but I didn't know that it came from that.
Got
You
you.
know, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it. I was just like, you know, I need people to feel like this. I need people to say these things. But I knew that, oh, I was just like, you know, I want to do business by myself because daddy does business by himself. And I
Yeah.
don't want to be, I don't want anyone to be my boss. But I didn't realize that I picked up that much from how he conducted himself. And because I got to see that, I already knew the standard that would be there for me to have a big bag. Like, I already
Mhm.
knew, like, yeah, this is how you move about business. Like, just watching my dad, and he handled his business. And
Yeah.
I remember my mom said to me, she was just like, oh, you know, everybody says that you don't play, Julie. Like, everybody says that you're serious about your business. I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm serious about it. And I'm serious about giving 5-star service too. Like, I'm
Yeah.
serious
Of
about
course.
both, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful. My business partner Drew, man, his mother is an entrepreneur. So like y'all are just built different, y'all. Like y'all who have parents who are entrepreneurs, y'all are just different. Like your whole mental is I love it, yo. It's like it's intense. It's you know the standard that you want to be at, and you push, you know, for that standard. You know what I mean? Like I love that. I love that. I'm gonna move a little bit to like how do you manage you know, being your own boss and like growing your business? How do you manage that with creating and maintaining friendships and relationships even? How do
Oh God. I was not really good
you
at that. Like, maybe I was not really, I would say that there, like, I had spurts. Like, I had, when I was working in the basement, like where Tolu met me,
Yeah.
um, every time I was done with work, my friends, my high school friends, my sisters, basically, they live down the street from my parents. They live like a couple streets away.
Okay.
So after work, I would go hang out with them. Like, and that's just, you know how Valley is. It's chill. Like, everybody's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
So I would come over and hang out with them, and that kind of was my routine. And then once I got into like YouTube, and I got into like, oh, I want to make YouTube videos, and like that started to take up my time because I'm a perfectionist. So here I
Yeah.
am,
Yeah.
you know, on the phone with Apple trying to figure out how to be the beast that iMovie or whatever. And that started to trickle into, okay, now I'm doing hair and I'm doing videos. So like, you know, when they would call like, yo, where you at? Like, are you coming through? I'm like, nah, I'm still working on the video. Like, yo, it's been like freaking 6 hours. How you still working on the video?
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm trying to
Trying
get
to
it
get it
perfect.
right.
It's just this part right here. I'm trying to get perfect or whatever. And then it's like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I think I liked it better when you didn't have YouTube or whatever. And you know, I fell in love with it though. I fell in love with the creative aspect of like putting a collage of videos together and just thinking of what the viewer is thinking. Like, how could I make this really quick and entertaining for the viewer? Like, how could I make this something that they don't get bored and tired of? So it's not like just editing. It's not just like editing a video. It's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
thinking from the viewer's perspective and being
Love
like, yeah, I would cut that part out because like, I wouldn't be entertained by that. I would cut that part out. Like, that's literally that's how I edit a video. So when I realized that, you know, that was taking up so much of my time, I was receptive to that. I was just like, hey, it is what it is. I love what I'm doing right now, and I'm growing something. And I would still see my friends, still go out and stuff like that. It was once I moved to Brooklyn, and I stopped working in the basement, and I went to the booth rental situation.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I really don't got time. You know, first I was commuting and just taking the Rockland coaches up to Port Authority and then going to work and then coming back. Like, I don't have time like that.
Ooh.
You know, and plus I was working out in the morning. I wasn't playing games, honey. I was still working out every morning,
Wow.
and I still had to get to work and stuff like that. So the time to hang out really was only on my days off, which are Sunday and Monday. So then I started to really dial in on the JHB, on the J Hair Bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that I was working at the booth rental and it just blew up. So I was just getting booked up like crazy.
You get booked
And
like in like minutes, right?
minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I had started out by getting like, people were just like, yeah, you're here. I was so confused, Rich, because I was just like, y'all been waiting. They're like, yeah, we've been waiting. I'm like, oh my Lord. Like, so
Wow.
they came in like with showing me mad love to the
Wow.
point that I would blush, and like I was getting like low key uncomfortable because it was making the people in the salon, I felt like it was making them feel away that people were coming in like I was some sort of celebrity or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just didn't realize how much the city loved me and how much they were waiting for me.
Mm.
So it was less than a year and I had outgrown that spot. And I'm just like, you know,
Wow.
I need something that I need to be somewhere that I am my own and I won't get in anybody's way and my energy won't be in the way of anybody and offend anybody. So I found this co-working space called Salons by JC. And that's a co-working space that has it has suites in it and stuff like that. Okay. So once I left that location, I think I was also in the middle of a breakup, and it had gone online, and I wanted to redeem myself. I was just like, girl, you done fell on your nose, you fell on your lip, you fell on your eyelid, girl. You just smacked your face on the floor. Now everybody looking at you like, what's next, sis? What is next? Because you done fell, baby. I'm just like, oh damn. Yeah. So like the thing about me is that I fell so many times in my life. Like I've literally got left back in 8th grade. Fell. That hurt, yo. Walking into school after getting left back, I would not go. Like my parents wanted me to go, and they were like, because of punishment, you're not getting any sneakers or clothes. Homeboy, I stayed in my room for 2 days. Like, if you don't get me sneakers and clothes, I'm not leaving. Like, I was a brat like that because I was just like, I'm already left back, baby. I'm already left back. I don't need to come in looking all ripped up. Like, come on now. Like, help a sister out. So I fell then. When else did I fell? I fell 12th grade. I'm going to tell you all the times I fell. I fell 12th grade. And I didn't walk in graduation because I didn't go to gym. I skipped gym all the time. I did not care about school. I would leave school to watch TV. I was over it. So I fell then. And that's another one that, like, you know, that's just like, oh, damn. Like, everybody's going to see that I didn't walk in graduation. I'm walking in the summer. Oh, well, get over it, Julie. I fell again when I was like 22. I don't know when it was, but I fell in love with someone that, like, when I was like 19. We fell in love. Moved in. Richard, I got married. Yo. I got married. And my parents were just like, girl, like, what is your problem? I'm like, I'm in love. I do what I want, baby. And then guess what? That ended. Fell again. I was at my parents' house. Fell. I had only $200 to my name after I was done with that. So I fell then. And then when and then now I'm leading up to the relationship after I left the studio. I fell again. I'm like, yo, Julie, your life is a whole movie. Like, all you want to do is fall. Like, you love taking risks, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I think I love taking risks. Like, I do. I think that that's something that I really need to check with myself because, like, I am, like, all for the thrill. I'm here for it. Like, and I don't think that I'm conscious about that. So that was an aware moment. I really just woke up. That was an aware moment. I do, because there's no reason life has to be this dramatic. You love something, and you're chasing something without realizing that you're chasing it. You know, and you know, when I fell from that, you know, I had put it all over social media. You know, we're lovey-dovey. We're getting reposted by all these different places. And I'm just like, I remember. I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Oh my gosh, we're having so much fun. Oh my God, this is my man. We're gonna be together forever. And I did that. And when I fell, the funny thing about falling that hard, you have no choice. You fall that hard, look, you better get up. Like, you have to. Like, you better get up. Because if you don't get up, there's nothing left here but down, down, down. You know? So, like, when I got up from that, I remember I was so depressed. And in that depression, that's when I came up with the JHB logo. And I was just like, I had a new friend that I made, and he just encouraged me, like, yo, you so dope. You know, you still J-hair bigger. Don't worry about this. You know, you got this. And, you know, I was just scribbling in a notebook, and I documented it, which is so beautiful. I was scribbling in a notebook, and I came up with JHB. I needed something to reinvent myself. I needed something to feel like I could stand up and be like, yeah, I'm still here. You know, and because of that, you know, I was able to get up and, you know, believe in myself, and God just moved me about in a way that was just it was so like, like, this is gonna line up for you. You don't need no loan. You don't need no body. You don't need no nothing. I got you. And, like, everybody online just showed me hella support. Like, the gift that God gave me, it just gives me so much support.
I love that. Yeah.
And because it gives me so much support, it helps me be able to move about in a way that someone else may not be able to move about. I may not be able to move with confidence in that way. Like my gift that God gave me as far as doing hair and just being like an amazing person, a great woman, like that has given me so much power. Like it's given me so much power for the moments that like I think like, what will happen if you get low? Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna pick back up like I always do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, the validation that it's given me to know that like, okay, like yeah, you're amazing, and no matter what, like no matter how hard you fall, you always gonna get up, and like you know, and you're always gonna propel higher in a sense.
Yeah, and like as you're talking like that, like you know the falls that you call them, right? Because that's the journey, right? The journey is ups and downs and twists and turns and everything. It's like I think as you were talking, I was thinking about the big chop. You know what I mean? And like how the big chop, how that big chop point in your journey is like is vulnerable, is down, is you got to learn who you are again, and that to me that's an equivalent of like you creating the JHB brand. You know what I mean? Like that's you being down and then coming forward, you know, representing your world, yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is me, right? I'm new and improved, you know? You were talking about owning your power, right? And that's such a huge thing, like for women, for Black women. I want to know, like, how do you, like, so this is like for you and men, right? So as a woman, right, your own boss, all the stuff that you're doing, owning your power, right? How do men treat you, right? Like, do you feel like you're too overburdening for men, or do you feel like you have to shrink a little bit, you know, to be in the company of a man? Like how does that work? Which owning your power and then like creating relationships.
It's very interesting. I think that there's a lot of things about me that intimidate a man. And if it's not the way that I look, it's the way that I sound. My voice really projects, and I speak very clearly. So like what I notice with men is that like I do feel like it's a burden, are overbearing in a sense, but it's just me being me. And it's just like I feel like with men, I'm so, the power in me is so powerful, or like my presence is so there that it's just like it makes it very difficult because they see. I feel like it may feel like it's an attack to a man, like it's almost like threatening, you know. And it's just like I'm not being threatening, I'm just being me. But it's just like, yeah, but your presence feels bigger than me though in the room. Like your presence feels too big. So I have felt like I've had to shrink myself in certain instances, or try to be a little more, Julie, try to be a little more feminine, or like, not that I'm not being feminine, but like more subdued or like more submissive, and just like, you know, it's not natural though. It just really isn't. Like, it's gonna last for like it's gonna last for like a couple seconds, but like your voice is your voice, your presence is your presence. You can't do nothing about that. Like you're not gonna be able to fix that, because you're just not gonna be yourself if you're gonna do that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I would say that like with men, I feel like it's definitely a challenge to be myself and to not be offensive, because I feel like I'm such a respectful person. You know, I'm so respectful. Like, I don't understand. But it's just like sometimes like a tone, or like the way that I may say something, it may sound like I'm coming for a man, and I'm just speaking. You know, like, and I'm not coming for you. I'm just being very clear and direct about what I'm saying. So I think that that really does, it is a toss up. And
it really is.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that men, we're kind of programmed to like want a certain kind of woman, because like a man will look at you and then see like how you look and your personality and how you're doing big things, and it's like, I'm attracted to that, right? But we're programmed to like want you to like check it at the door, kind of, you know what I mean? Like that's for the outside world, and like when you come in here, like, I'm the man, you gotta respect me, you know what I mean? But that's more so the old model of how relationships go, right? And it's a different power dynamic, right? So like me and Tolu, we're equals. You know what I mean? So
that's beautiful.
You know, like we go back and forth about things, and she says things I don't like, I see things that she doesn't like, you know, but we respect each other at the end of the day. So I think it's, you have to appreciate somebody's power, especially if you want that person to be your partner, right? Because it's you and them versus the world, yo. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you should want a powerful partner. You know what I mean? Like that's what we should want, but we're not really, men are not really programmed to want that. So I was just thinking about that. Like, let me ask Julie, like, do you feel like you have
nah,
to,
no,
you
it's
have
really
to,
a
you know?
problem. Because I promise you, like in my relationships, like when people or like when the male will first meet me, love me. I'm everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. She take care of herself. She cooks. She clean.
I know
Everything
what
is
I'm talking
like,
about. Yeah.
like you know, like she. But like you said, check that shit at the door. That other stuff, check it out. Because it's just like once that other stuff comes into play, it's just like it does feel like a overbearing. Like I'm not doing. I didn't do anything. I'm just being myself, and it's just like, yeah, you need to calm that down. You need to relax. You need to be more like a female. I'm like, but I am like, and it's
I think that's something that women who are their own bosses, women who are powerful, women who, you know, have like an upward projection of their life, like that's something that women deal with, yo, because it's like men are always trying to, like, you know, make you calm down, or you too loud, or, you know, chill out, or wear something different, or, you know, all these these whole list of things that, you know,
that's very accurate for me. It's very accurate. I was too something to everybody. I'm too something for everybody. And I don't know what that something is, but I'm just too much of that, too much of this. Take a little bit of this away, take a little bit of that away, and like, she needs to calm down right here, needs to watch her tone right here, needs to, and it's just like, you know, like I don't know, like I would say that I am one of the most loving people that I know. Like I am, my love for people and the people that I love is very pure. It's very, very, very pure, and it is very much, it's ready to do whatever you need, whatever you ask, just say the word, like it's ready. But like, you know, I don't think that I don't feel like I'm receptive. Like I'm not taken in that way. You know, I feel like I could be taken in that way initially, and then it turns into something else.
Yeah. And I think that's such a thing in relationships and love. You know what I mean? Like the thing that attracted you to a person, like we got to remember like why you were attracted to this person in the first place, right? If you were attracted to this person because of their power, because they look great, because they garner all the attention in the room and these things like that, that is going to continue. That's what attracted you to them, right? So, but when you want to control somebody, then that becomes a problem, right? You know, your power becomes a problem if I'm trying to control you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, what's your self-talk like, right? Because like we were talking about self-love and self-awareness and your whole journey. So like, do you have like affirmations that you stick to, or do you like get in the mirror and, you know, you hype yourself up, or like what's your self-talk like?
Let me tell you, my self-talk is rebooting. It's rebooting. I would say like a year and a half ago, my self-talk was just like, yo, you are it. You're lit. You are the one. Like you are the one. 1000%. You're the one. And everything that you touch turns to gold. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It don't matter if you're selling a tire. It don't matter if you're selling a toothbrush. It don't matter what you selling. Because whatever that tire is, it's a gold tire. Because Lord knows, like, it was literally like, I just knew, like, look, it's me. It is me, and I am here, and God is with you. Like, that is literally what I felt like. I felt like,
I love that.
Yeah, like God is within me. God is with me. I am walking in my vibration. Everything is vibrating with the way it's supposed to. Ain't nobody could tell me nothing negative about myself. I already know my destiny. I already know where I'm going. Nobody could tell me anything. I would say that, you know, this past year and a half, I had developed a lot of insecurities, like just going through, you know, being presented with a bigger space and more employees, and just having to work with employees and people and really just check my personality, because I never had to have someone work for me, and I had to work on bringing down my personality because they work for me, you know, and I I lost a lot of confidence dealing with that, because I was just, I felt like I kept responding the wrong way. I felt like I was just doing the wrong thing every time, thinking the wrong way, making assumptions. Just the list just went on and on, and it just chipped away at like my confidence, because it just wasn't something that I just wasn't used to it. And it was just like, damn, I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. Okay, let me go apologize. Like, oh, then I try to be your girlfriend, and maybe I try to, talk it up too much and be your girlfriend. And then suddenly like, oh, now you thinking it's a joke too much, and you joking too much. Now I got to put you in your place. And it's just like, it's just like, it's really like a toss up. It's really like, it really felt like a toss up. And it really felt like, how I feel about business. So, I wanted to do it right. And I started to feel really bad. I started to feel like I wasn't doing it right. And that, like maybe these people will leave me. Maybe they won't be patient and just think that like, I don't know how to talk to people. And I'm just like, I thought that I was great with people. I've been taking my clients for all these years, but my clients don't work for me. They pay me, and, like I work for them. So it's just like, okay, once that started to develop, and I started to, have more talks with the staff, and, just tell me like, what am I doing that's wrong? Like, what am I doing that makes you feel uncomfortable when I address you? I want to be able to talk to you in a way that you're receptive and you're able to take what I'm saying without feeling like I'm being too rough or being too harsh, or like, I want to be able to connect with every single person that comes through this door and to be able to teach them in the way that they need to learn. But like, I was only teaching in one way, and it was very much like cut to the chase. And like, everybody don't learn like that. You can't just be on everybody's back like that. So it's just like, and I'm there like, I just be like, no, not like that. No, let me show you. Like, and I'm thinking that this is the way because I have no experience. But then when I realized that it wasn't working, and like people are shaking and their hands are shaking when I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, like, what did I do? I'm like, I'm only trying to help. Like, what did I do? So like, because I just saw like those reactions, and I just saw like how I had to take different steps and try different things. Like, all right, like maybe say less to her. Or maybe, when you see her with this client, tell her the challenges that she's going to have before she gets into the client, and then like, prep her so that, you're kind of guiding her in a kinder way. And, that definitely helped. And just like watching my tone and just really taking a step back and allowing someone to more so make a mistake without me over their shoulder, rather than like being over their shoulder and be like, don't make a mistake, so I'm just like, back up a little bit, ease up a little bit, let them do it with confidence, so that you're not in basically their arena, their energy. Like, I'm basically interfering with their energy.
Like over that,
I'm interfering with your energy. So it's just like your vibration. I'm like an elbow, like, so it's just like, when I'm watching them too closely, it's just too much. I'm too much in your vibrational space. I'm way too much. So I decided, take a step back, and, when she's done being confident in what she just did, then you could come in and be like, you know what, you could do this a little better, whatever. Then I take a step back and leave you in your space, or whatever the case may be. So I would say that like, I developed insecurities because I just didn't know exactly what I was doing. But as I started to get better and started to like really take constructive criticism from them, and them seeing that like I'm actually using their constructive criticism and really like allowing them to just, not make mistakes, but kind of just do things their own way, and just like letting them improve in their own way, but also just having more than my 2 cents in, and just guiding them, but not just being over them. That definitely. So my self-talk became like, I can't do this. This is too hard. Like, where's my confidence? Like I thought I was confident, but I'm not. Like, I don't know anything about this. I'm not confident. This is stressing me out. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I keep making mistakes. I feel so overwhelmed. There's so many people in the room. My brain can't function with this many people in the room. I've never done work like this before. I always work by myself. Like, this is too many people. This is too many voices. This is too many everything. This is too much going on. I don't feel good. I don't feel confident. I don't feel like I'm the best right now. I feel like I'm a rookie, and everybody in Manhattan that has way more experience than me is walking circles around me, and I don't know what I'm doing. And this is just so overwhelming because everybody knows I'm here now. And maybe the people that are well worked into Manhattan, that have been there for 12 years, are looking at me like, what's this little girl doing? She don't know what she's doing. I just had all of these negative thoughts about like just my confidence in business and just being a businesswoman. And I had to work on that confidence. And working on that confidence took me away from social media in a real way. Like I would have longer gaps because I couldn't help it. I was trying to focus on what was in front of me because it was so overwhelming. I'm just like, I can't do social right now. Like I can't even think like what is happening right now. Yeah. So I'm just like, I just gotta focus. And it wasn't even something that I did consciously. It just happened because I couldn't entertain social and then really be focused because people are commenting, people are this and that. I had to be engaged. I was like, I'm engaged in this right now because I'm failing at this. This is what I'm engaged in, you know? And it was challenging because I felt like, you know, you're not being active enough on social. You're not showing yourself like you used to. You're not doing all the things you used to do. But like, I had to focus on something I wasn't good at. I just wasn't good at it. And I was just like, I can't focus on something else if I'm not good at this, you know? And getting better, it's definitely put me back on social and just been like more like, okay, like I know the boss that I am. I know what my capabilities are. I know how to treat people. I know what it would mean to treat a staff very well and to keep them with me and to grow with me and for us to really establish something beautiful together. And I got that confidence back. I got that confidence back, and that's why I'm saying it's rebooting. It's rebooting in the sense that like I am very confident in my capabilities. You know, like I don't think that I don't know how to interact with different personalities. I think that I'll be able to look at different personalities and be like, you know what? Let me try this with her. You know what? Let me try that because of all of my practice and focus at the moments where I felt the most insecure.
Yeah. And it's so funny though, because like your spirit has always been the same, right? Like you're telling me about your awareness journey and you know how you were at 18 and how you were like, you know, not going to school and all that is just you being like focused on what you want to do, right? And like I think that's what makes entrepreneurs like so amazing and so great because you're willing to, no matter what it's looking like over here, you're focused on what you want to do, right? And you becoming a boss and you having a bigger space, like that's you in a new arena, right? In a whole new, different mountaintop, right? So you gotta become a different kind of person, right? So like you took the time to like focus on the things that you weren't good at. I think Jordan said like if he would miss like a free throw, if he had a bad free throw game, he would be in the game in the lab shooting free throws.
I feel
like,
him.
That type of like insanity, if you will, you know what I mean, is what makes people extremely successful. So I love that you touched on that, and I think that makes you an even greater leader, a greater manager, a greater visionary because you know when you see somebody in that spot, you remember how you were, right? When you were not feeling confident, not feeling whatever, and you can speak directly to that. You know what I mean? Which makes your craft even more because somebody might come in, you might have a customer who's like at that point in their journey, right? And whatever they do, and you could just as you sign them up, you breathe that life into them like you do, you know? So
right.
I love that. That was good.
Oh yeah. I've had those kind of appointments where you know they don't leave with just their hair. They leave like, damn, you didn't have to tell me all that, but I just got a whole lot from this appointment. Like, and you know, it could literally be anything. Like if like we're candidly talking and then like say a father comes up. I remember somebody's father came up, she's like, oh, I don't talk to my dad. I'm like, why? You know, and she's just like, oh well, this and that happened. I'm just like, yeah, but you know, have you ever been the bigger person? Have you ever tried to think of his perspective? Have you ever just like challenged yourself to just be the person to be the first and be okay with the fact that you might get hurt, but at least you got some more information? Like that's like where I go with my clients. Like if I see an area in your life that I'm just like, well, why? You know, like I'm just like, don't do that. Like I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do, but I'm just like, yeah, I can see where you're hurting yourself in this because you're thinking that, oh, I'm not talking to him. He should be talking to me. I'm his kid. Well, you know, you should be reaching out to me. Hey, you don't know what relationships happened before you came around that could have really made him feel a way that you don't know anything about because you're a child and he's an adult and he has no business telling you that. Maybe you're at an age where he wants to tell you that. That's different. That's true. You know, so then like you go ahead and be like, you know what? I just want to take you out to lunch. Like, can we please go out to lunch? I just want to talk to you. I'm not mad at you. I just want to talk to you. Hey, but you go into that situation with the awareness that I might get hurt, you know, but I just want to, I want to close a chapter real quick on how I'm thinking about something because you're thinking about it in the way that you want to think about it without talking to the person. But like if you get to talk to them, you get to close that chapter of how you think. You don't have your thoughts just floating aimlessly in your head. You close the chapter on how you think by go ahead, address that situation and be like, you know what? He really showed that he didn't give a fuck, but now that chapter is closed in my thought process. Like I don't have to think about it in that way anymore. I don't have to be mysterious about, okay, what is he thinking? Does he care about me? Does he love me? Or does my dad care? Did he even care about my prom? Did he care about my wedding? Like, you don't got to think about that. Talk to that dude. He'll confirm it. Close that chapter and keep it stepping. You know, and go ahead and bandage your wound and be like, you know, I got this. You know, it's another wound, but now I could close it up because I know what it is and I see what it is. And like, it hurts, but I got a conclusion. I got a conclusion. That's it. When you walk around and you think whatever you want to think, you don't address it, you don't get conclusions. You get assumptions. You get this person did this to me because of this. They feel this way because of that, but you never ever did your investigative work to make sure that your thought was complete with the information that you needed. So I say close it. You got to close it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Because, you know, assumptions is the imagination, and the imagination could be your best friend or your worst enemy, right? So you might as well use it to be your best friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we could do this all day, man. Me and you, Julia.
Look,
Scorpio,
I'm here.
Right? You Scorpio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it? You're Scorpio?
November 13th, man. Come on.
Shut up! No, Richard. My birthday's on the 14th.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
It's the 14th.
Oh, that's what's up. I get it.
Yo, my Scorpio brother.
I get it. Yeah. So what are you reading now? I know you always post like different books that you're reading. So what are you reading, or what are your favorite books? You can do both.
Right now I've been listening to Ayala, the lady that let it go.
Yeah. Iyanla Vanzant. Yep.
Yeah. You know how to say her name? I don't.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really good, and I'm taking my time with it because I want to absorb it. It's an audiobook, so I don't want to listen to it straight through. That was a little nasty, but whatever. I don't want to listen to it straight through because that's a lot of content to absorb in one sitting. So I've been really sitting with the like the, what does she call it? It's the negative dominant thought patterns, like your dominant negative thought patterns. And I've been really sitting with that because, you know, if you pay attention to that, you could attack those things. You know, and if you pay attention to it, you can notice when it pops up, and you could have a plan of action. So the plan of action that she was talking about in her book, it sounded like an exercise that was just like, you know, to calm yourself down from your dominant negative thought pattern, you know, look up, and then look center. Look to the left and then look center. Look to the, you know, to the right and look center. Look down, look to the upper right, look to the, and I guess it's something that really helps the brain like refocus. Yeah, because she said to stare at a dot and to do that, look up and then look in the center, look to the left and look in the center. And for whatever reason, it calms the mind down. And because like when I'm in the mode of wanting to correct something about myself, my brain, my wires start to get a little messed up because it's just too much. It's just too much going on, and I'm trying so hard to get to the point of completion of this thing that I want to accomplish. But those techniques that she talked about really, they really helped me like kind of like calm down in a sense when I tried it. And just having a technique. I started right there. I'm just like, all right, I got one technique. That's a good technique. And like she talked about like breathing exercises and like breathing in and saying re and like holding it for 5 seconds and then breathing out for 5 seconds. So I'm saying lax, like that. And that was another thing, another method that she said to use when you're like kind of having those thought patterns. And then she went into prayers that you could fill in like with whatever you want. Now if you say like, oh God, I want peace and love, you could switch that to, you know, I want to be humble and this or whatever. So it's kind of like a standard prayer, which is really good for someone that maybe is not used to praying.
Yes.
And they want to start somewhere and want to be able to have some guidance without feeling like weird about it. I remember when it felt a bit weird for me to pray for the first time, or because like you're just not used to just like saying what you want out loud, and just like kind of
makes your body feel weird.
It's a real vulnerable, like to hear someone pray is a very vulnerable place to see them, because you're seeing what their spirit is invoking. Like you're seeing what their spirit is saying, and how they want to manifest what's inside of them to come out. So it's just like when you get to hear somebody pray, that's a vulnerable place to hear somebody pray. So it's even vulnerable for me to hear myself pray, because it's just like, damn, like this is coming up from what's inside of you. These are the things that you're insecure about. These are the things that you really want God to tackle. So like when I get to hear myself pray, I'm just like, damn, like, okay, like that's what's inside there. Like, okay. So like that's kind of why I want to continue. Like I feel like I could get a lot better at praying and just really being able to hear exactly what's going on inside of me and what I'm concerned about. And I think that the book, the Let It Go, it kind of like it like that's where I stopped. So it's kind of like a guide for someone to just get out of their negative ways. And she's not really talking about it from a place of like a religious prayer, or are you this religion, that religion. She's like, use this however you may will, whatever you believe in. Just use these words to motivate yourself and to motivate whatever you believe in. So it's just like, even just knowing that, I feel like it's a good start for someone that may be in between their beliefs. Maybe they're at a crossroads with it. Maybe they are all the way Christian. Maybe they are all the way Islam. Like who knows what they are. But like no matter what, the way that she set it up was a good way to attack it, no matter what you believe. And that's where I left it. So I've been sitting with that for a couple days.
Yeah. Wow. I never even heard of like the eye thing, but I'm thinking like, because I'm a psych major, so I'm thinking like it does something in the brain that at least makes you pause to disrupt the pattern, right? Of like being on autopilot with your thoughts, right? Yeah.
Right.
Dang. Okay. That's amazing. Julie, this was great. This is great. We gotta have like part 2, part 3.
Right.
Part 4. You know what I mean?
Knock it out.
Yeah. It
was really fun.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you guys for joining in for another episode of Are You Aware Convos. This was Julie Dastine. My name is Richard Faison. I hope you guys enjoyed the convo. We enjoy having it. See you guys next week.
For sure. All right. Bye, y'all.
All right. See you, Julie.
All right.